Moses Itauma remains undefeated. That's because he knocked out the former American football player Mike Balogun last night in Glasgow. The fight was on the undercard of Josh Taylor versus Eku Osman. Overall, great performance from Moses Itauma. I enjoyed the fight. Do you know what I mean? I didn't watch it live. I went back and watched the highlights. Like, do you know what I mean? There wasn't much to watch because it was a 2-minute, 4-minute fight at best. Do you know what I mean? And Balogun, you know, Moses Itauma got him out of there. So what I'm gonna do in today's video is, I'm gonna try and keep things balanced. Do you know what I mean? So what I'm not gonna do is I'm not gonna overpraise Moses Itauma, and I'm not gonna downplay his victory either. Do you know what I mean? Because yesterday I dropped the video. It's on my channel. You can go check it out. I asked the question: is Moses Itauma the real deal, or is he just another hype job? Do you know what I mean? Because we've seen these journeys before. We've seen the Jared Anderson and many other fighters that have come into boxing, you know, with a hype behind them, and they never prospered. They never got anywhere. They never won no championships. Do you know what I mean? They turned out to be bums. You know what I mean? Excuse me. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just keeping it real. But watching Moses Itauma last night in that impressive victory, would I say, did I get my answer? Is it a hype job or is it a real deal? Like, would I say, did I get my answer from that fight last night? I would say no. The jury's still out. Do you know what I mean? I still need to see more. I'm not easily convinced, my people. I'm just not that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, I still need to see more from Moses Itauma. I still need to see him step up against higher caliber opponents before I actually make my mind up. But one thing I can't deny about the kid, he's very talented. The kid is very talented. I was very impressed. Like, when I was watching the fight, I'm watching it from a coach's perspective, from a fighter's perspective, because I'm watching it because I fight myself and I coach. So from a coach's perspective, I'm trying to say, what's this kid go? You know, what are the skills? Do you know what I mean? What are the pros and cons that these kids got? Yeah, that an opponent can use against him. Do you know what I mean? And as a fight, I'm watching like, yo, what can I take from Moses Itauma that I can use in my fights? So that's how I was watching our fight. So I'm gonna give you my point of view from a coach's perspective. Yeah, I have to say, yeah, the level of maturity that Moses Itauma showed in that fight last night, like, amazed me. Do you know what I mean? Amazed me. I think I need to watch more of Moses Itauma's fights. I need to go back and watch more of his fights. But for a 20-year-old, the level of composure that he showed in our ring, yeah, the maturity, the ring IQ, yeah, the awareness. Like, do you know how many fighters, yeah, at his age, they're very raw, yeah? So they don't have that awareness. They don't have the ring IQ. Do you know what I mean? They're not able to kind of maneuver and navigate situations in round. Do you know what I mean? But Moses Itauma, he ticked a lot of the boxes for me last night. He ticked a lot of the boxes. Now, a lot of you guys and girls out there will say, yo, but Enzo, come on, he's Mike Balogun, former American football player. He's 41 years old. Come on, the guy's washed. Yeah, you can say all that, but at the same time, yeah, Moses Itauma can only beat who's in front of him. Do you know what I mean? He can only take care of business what's presented in front of his face. So, and he handled it. And he handled it very well, very impressively. He can now move on, carry on with his journey, keep on building, and move up to the next caliber fighter, which he should be of a higher level than Mike Balogun. Do you know what I mean? But when I was watching that fight last night, I'm like, yo, these kids, we've got something special here. Do you know what I mean? That's what I said to myself. I said to myself, we've got something special. If Frank Warren can navigate this kid's career properly, do you know what I mean? If they can steer him away from some of the dangers, he can go a long way. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm seeing a lot of things online like, oh, Martin Bakole, Moses Itauma called out Martin Bakole, he called out Zhile Zhang. Like, I'm seeing Moses Itauma being pushed towards these dangerous sharks out here. Do you know what I mean? And for me, yeah, yo, just calm down. Calm down. Impressive win over Mike Balogun. Move forward. But I want to see him go in there against like a Fraser Clark next. Someone like that. Do you know what I mean? Go in there like a Fraser Clark before you go in there against a Martin Bakole, a Gilles Zhang. I feel like throwing these names out there is, for me, is a bit of a disrespect to Gilles Zhang, Martin Bakole. These guys have, do you know what I mean? In terms of like boxing career thus far, they're more mature, more experienced than Moses Itauma. Yes, Moses Itauma look very impressive, but these guys are seasoned pros, man. He could go in there with them, yeah. Yeah, he might have their speed, the timing and everything like that, but these guys know what danger represents. They know what danger is. They've been in danger. They've overcome adversity a lot of the time, these fighters. Moses Itauma hasn't yet. So I feel like throwing the kid in there with these guys, yeah, you're going to put him in a situation where he might have to overcome adversity, which we've never seen him do. And what if he doesn't? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like let's not push him too quick, too early, too soon. Do you know what I mean? Let's keep developing this kid. I don't think it's a hype job. Is it a real deal? Like I said, the jury's still out. I still need to see more. But keep him away from the Martin Bacoles, the Gilles Zhangs of this world. Get him in there with a Fraser Clark. Someone like that. Get him in there with Joe Joyce or someone. Do you know what I mean? Get him in there with guys that are not top 10 caliber. Do you get what I mean? Because I really want to see Moses Itauma go far. I know what us in the UK and in the US, I know exactly what we do to fighters. We overhype them. Do you know what I mean? We talk too soon. And when they get clipped, all of a sudden it's like, I don't know. I didn't do that. No, I don't want to see that from Moses Itauma. Do you know what I mean? But getting back to the fight, yeah, I'll tell you what I was really impressed by. Yeah, I've got my notes here. Like, in terms of just speed, timing, and power, he's a southpaw. The kid, he's got all those three attributes, like I just mentioned. Speed, timing, and power. Listen, in the heavyweight division, you go through all those attributes, you're going a long way. You're going to go a very long way in the heavyweight division. And the kid's got that. And apparently 6'6". He doesn't look 6'6", but for a 6'6" fighter, the boy can move. Do you know what I mean? He can move. For a big dude, he's moving like a middleweight. I was impressed by the movement of Moses Itauma. These are the positives. I was impressed by the movement, the timing, the power, the speed. It's all there. And what I really liked about Moses Itauma, yeah, me watching the fight as a coach, his ability to counter punch on the back foot. That's how he knocked out Mike Balogun last night in the second round. Mike Balogun, he got to the point where because he got knocked down twice already, he thought, you know what, F this. I'm going to throw the kitchen sink at this kid. I'm not going to try and outbox him here because it's not going to happen. Mike Balogun made a mistake of rushing in. Do you know what I mean? He rushed in with no discipline, hands up in the air, and Moses Itauma had the composure to just slow things down, take a step back, and counter with a right hook. That's how he knocked out Mike Balogun. And I was impressed by that. That level of composure and maturity, the awareness for a 20-year-old, yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. He's very talented, Moses Itauma. Very, very talented. And can you imagine in the next 4-5 years, like when he's fully grown into this heavyweight division, fully experienced? But listen, I'm talking 5 years. That's probably too far, right? People are saying like next 18 months he's probably going to be challenging for a title. So let's just go 18 months. How good is this kid going to be? He's already got these attributes that I've mentioned. Another 18 months, yo, he's going to be a problem. And he's a southpaw. We've seen what Usyk has been able to do in the ring as a southpaw against these giants. Everybody has struggled against Usyk as a southpaw. Moses Itauma as a southpaw. He's going to give a lot of these fighters the same problem as Usyk. And Moses Itauma can move as well. That's what really impressed me from Moses Itauma. The counters. He's very good at countering fighters, man. His counters are very impressive. I liked it. I liked it. Do you know what I mean? But there's a big but. Even though I've said all those things here, we still need context here. Do you know what I mean? We need to put things into perspective. Yes, Mike Balogun, 41 years old, former rugby player, football player, whatever you want to call him. Do you know what I mean? He's not of the caliber of fighter that we can really judge Moses Itauma on. Do you know what I mean? In terms of, we can't really gauge where he's really at against an opponent like Mike Balogun. Come on, let's keep it real. I'm not being disrespectful, but let's keep it real. You know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? We're going to see the real Moses Itauma when he steps up and fight someone in the top 10. And he wants a top 10. He's calling out a top 10. But I'm saying not yet. I'm saying have 1 or 2 more fights. Build yourself up. I say until when he gets to like 15-0, then give him a top 10 fighter. I just want to see a bit more from Moses Itauma. But from what I've seen, it's enough to tell me that, listen, this kid is special. Moses Itauma is special. And like I said, with Frank Warren promoting him, Frank Warren is an old fox. He knows every trick of the trade, yeah? If he can guide him right, Moses Itauma in the next 24 months, I can see him fight for a world heavyweight title. Especially with AJ, Fury, Usyk, all these guys on the way out. Mate, we could potentially see a Dubois, Moses Itauma bout in the near future. Do you know what I mean? But let me not disrespect the other fighters, the likes of Joseph Parker, Kaba Yao. Do you know what I mean? These guys are still out there. They're still out there, and they're going to have something to say about it. Moses Itauma might have to go through a Joseph Parker, might have to go through a Kaba Yao. He's definitely got the skills to challenge those guys. But if you're asking me as of right now, can Moses Itauma beat a Joseph Parker, beat a Kaba Yao? No. For me personally, no. He's not there yet. But in 18 months to 24 months, can he do it? Certainly, yes, because those guys will be a little bit older. Parker will probably had his title shot by then, so we don't know where he's going to be really. But Moses Itauma, yeah, I'm very impressed. I'm very impressed. Great result. Great victory last night. And what I wanted to do, I just wanted to keep things balanced today. I didn't want to overhype him, overpraise. Do you know what I mean? And I also didn't want to downplay the victory. I'm giving Moses Itauma his flowers. He did well. He was impressive. He did what he had to do. He handled business. He took care of Mike Balogun the way he should have because of the caliber of fighter that Mike Balogun is. But at the same time, we're still sitting here thinking, yo, we need to see more. And that's just the truth. We need to see more. That victory last night doesn't all of a sudden, make him the next Muhammad Ali. We need to see more. But talent-wise, no doubt. The talent is there. The kid's got the talent. He's got everything. He's got everything. He's just keeping a level head, feet on the ground, staying humble. Stop calling out the Martin Bar College. Stop that. You're going to get your time. Your time will come. You're going to get that. But just stop calling out. Stop being distracted. A lot of the time, these guys, they'll get distracted, start calling out names, and all of a sudden, you come across some guy that you feel like, let me take your business tonight, and then you get clipped. Because your mind is focused on the big fights, while you should be focusing on taking one step at a time. Do you know what I mean? So whoever's advising Moses Itauma, please tell him to get away from all those talks, back and forth online, calling out all those big names. You're going to get, your time will come, my guy. Your time will come. But just don't get distracted. Keep a level-headed and your time will come, my boy. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I'm going to leave here that. I just wanted to come here and quickly just do a little fight reaction on the Moses Itauma victory last night. For me, like I said, I was impressed. Let me know in the comments, was you impressed by Moses Itauma? And what do you think is next for him? Who would you like to see him fight next? For me personally, someone like a Frazier Clark or even a Dave Allen. That's a good test, British level. Those two fighters, that'll be good for me. But let me know, guys and girls, in the comments who you think Moses Itauma should fight next. But thank you so much for watching EMGM Sports. It's me, your boy Enzo, the realest in the game. Please don't forget to smash the like button. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed, my people. Peace.